Hi guys, so during today's video I'm showing you a first impressions on these Younique products, and then I'm going to be doing a wear test, so I'll be checking in throughout the day to show you how it works for me. First of all, I did want to tell you guys, I hope this doesn't sway your decisions or anything, but I did get this foundation sent to me from a girl named Kaylin. She's a really nice girl. I'm going to link her below. But she approached me about reviewing the fiber mascara, which honestly, I don't wear mascara on my top lashes because I'm always wearing falsies. I do wear it on my bottom lashes, and I do have a lot of them that I wear. So I just didn't think the mascara was a good match for me, so I told her that I would be more interested in the foundations. I don't know if you guys can see more foundations over here. So here's my high-end foundations and my lower-end foundations, like drugstore and stuff. So I really like foundations, and I have a pretty good skin type for foundations. Very rarely does a foundation fail for me. And even if it does, I can usually figure out another way to use it. Because this is so looked down on, especially from me when I was watching someone and they got sent something, you know, there's a distrust factor that comes into that. So because of that, she sent me the foundation, but I purchased the brush and the concealer on my own. Maybe I can figure out to even insert my own receipts, my literal receipts. I bought these myself. I think these ended up together being more expensive than the foundation, but Younique is one of those brands that I really had been wanting to try. I would feel better about putting as much money as I did into someone who is making a living off of it as an individual than, say, RCMA, who's a big giant company and has a shit ton of products and makes a shit ton of money. But anyways, I don't know, it depends on how you guys feel about it. I know a lot of them get bad reps, but Kaylin was really sweet and I like her a lot. Anyways, I will be bringing you guys along with me to work to show you how it works out. So, hi guys. So, getting right into application. Looking at this, I don't know if you guys can see this. You see this line where it's separated? When I go back and forth, I can see that is oil. So I'm going to mix it up. But in seeing that, I use the One Heck of a Blot primer because this is one of the most mattifying primers ever. This is actually the only one that I can tell works on me to make my foundation last. Starting with the foundation, of course, this is the Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation. There's only 0.68 fluid ounces in here, which is not a lot. Standard amount is around an ounce. So that's not a lot, but I'm assuming that with the dropper that means that there's more pigment in here. I'm not sure. Please don't quote me. I'm in the shade Organza, which is in the second to the lightest shade, I believe. For the liquid foundation brush, I'm going to start off using that on one side, and I'm just gonna drop some around it and then in the middle. I think that's where you're meant to drop it, so I should have done that. I'm gonna use the foundation brush on this side. It feels very oily right off the bat. It smells like Kylie Lip Kiss, that vanilla scent. This does leave streaks. I don't know if you can tell. If you hear yelling, that's my boyfriend playing games over in that direction. This brush does leave a lot of streaks behind, so you kind of have to go in a different way and kind of get them out. It does look pretty medium to full. I have some acne right here that you can kind of see, and then I have some redness that was right here from scrubbing my face, and that's kind of showing through. While that sets, I'm going to use a sponge on the other side. This is the Morphe Pro Blender sponge that I really, really like. And I'm going to go onto my hand with some of it. It is very, very, very liquidy, as you can see. I'm just going to use a finger test to see if it's set. And it is not. If you can see that. Even though I did use a primer, I can see my pore is really exaggerated right on this side. It's not so bad on this side that I used a brush, but they are very large looking, which doesn't typically happen for me. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes and let it set. Alright, so it's been a couple of minutes and it's still not set. I'm gonna go in with another layer because I don't have all day. Going in with the sponge first. It's acting pretty weird around my nose crease, which is typical. I would say that it did build up for the sponge side. For the second layer, I'm going to try putting it on my hand and then going in with the brush. That usually works a little bit better for me than actually just going on the brush. If you guys have like little hairs like I do on your face, this is said hello to those. Okay, so you see here, I'm taking my nails to get these little baby hairs out of the way, and you can literally see the lines. Which buff out pretty easily. I am worried about I have pretty awful forehead wrinkles. I'm a little worried this foundation is going to settle into those. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, let everything settle. I'm not going to come back and do the concealer until I feel like this is completely set. Alright, so it's been 6-ish minutes. It's gotten really weird around my nostrils. I think it really does need set. Alright, now on to the concealer. I got it in the shade Scarlet. So Organza is the second to the lightest shade in the foundation, and Scarlet is the first. So I got the second to the lightest foundation, which matches me really well. I don't think I said that in the video, but it matches me really, really well. And then the concealer is the lightest. So I definitely wanted it to be somewhat brightening. So it comes in this squeezy tube, which I really like, and then it comes out kind of like the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. That's what it reminds me of, and it's very, very thick. I don't know if you can want to see this. So I'm going to be using the other side of that sponge that I was using. I'm just going to go underneath the eyes like usual. I got it all up on my little hairs. Really? I don't know how long my light was in there. I'm going to work it up into my little inner corner too. It's where a lot of darkness hangs out at. And then I'm putting a little bit right here on my forehead. And a little bit right here on my chin. Alright, so as you can see, it is pretty full coverage. I just went in with a small amount. It is not creasing so far, but I'm going to set it fast so I don't even give it a chance to. It is very brightening. I think I'm going to set it with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is a big tell for me how it works with the setting powder. Sometimes setting powder would cling to the concealer really weird. Just going to go in one more time in case any creases have begun. Using the same sponge like I usually do to set my concealers. I'm going to set everywhere I put that concealer. Alright, so I feel like to make it a true test, I shouldn't set my foundation But just going off of how oily this is, I am going to set it. I do have to work. I'm probably not going to take this off for like 12 more hours. So, I'm being selfish right now. I'm going to use my RCMA No Color Powder, and I am going to set my foundation. And we'll see if I can like it a little bit better after that. Alright, so I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back to you guys. Alright, so it is 10:37 p.m. I have to work the night shift. I'll probably talk about that later. So, plot twist. I am really loving the foundation once I set it and applied all the rest of my makeup onto it. The foundation looks gorgeous. It's still doing a weird thing in my nose corners, which a lot of them do. I just have like deep, vast nose thingies. I don't know. Anyways, the concealer, I'm not really liking. It probably looks good from your view, but once you get up close, it's grabbing my pores really weird. And once I put the setting powder on it, it just accentuated it. I could have probably fixed it before I put the setting powder on it. But I really, really, really like the concealer to clean up underneath my brows. Really, really like it for that. I mean, I'm like using currently, I use Paula's Choice just to get rid of it. I've been using the NYX concealers to get rid of those. This is really smooth. I don't know how to put it, but I really like it to clean up underneath of my brows. I didn't film that part. So I will come back to you guys during a couple of check-ins maybe. I'm going to work, so I'm thinking about taking you with me. I do have to train some guy though, so that might be weird. Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Does your elevator talk British? No, it's 2:01. There's Max. Alright, so I'm literally sitting in an empty room on the floor. The best lighting that I can find is right here in the bathroom. And I don't have anything to put my camera on because I didn't think ahead. So I know you guys probably don't have the best view of my skin. So the only issue that I'm having right now, literally it, if I'm digging, are that my pores look kind of big. So next time I wear the foundation, I would just put a really thick primer right over my pores. But yeah, so far it's holding up really well. So it's been like 4 hours. You can see all my texture in this lighting. It's not settling into my forehead wrinkles that I have at age 25. Pretty excited about how well this foundation's doing. I've been talking to the girl, Kaylin, that sent me the foundation, and then I bought the concealer and brush off, and she's so nice. She's a broke college girl trying to make her way through. I can respect that. Work is struggle city. I hate working overnight. Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee. And this is my cat. So I work at a hotel. I do the front desk. And when I work overnight, that's just like a lot of paperwork and stuff. It's a pretty easy job. I left a really well-paying job that I had to work really hard at because I wanted to do YouTube. And I wanted a job that it was really easy to like maintain with. And so I came back to this job, which I had worked at previously. And so far it's been a pretty good decision. I'm not happy when it comes to payday, but I am happy, or in general. In order to do YouTube as well as I wanted to and give myself time to learn and stuff, I came to this job as overnight so that I would have, film during the day and edit at night, which worked out really, really well until everything with my dad happened, and Alex's mom was actually broke her knee. So once those two things back to back happened, it was kind of like I couldn't do it anymore. Had to switch back to the day shift, so that's why my upload schedule is a little slower now, which sucks. I'm a really boring person. Sorry. I'm really trying to talk to you guys more. I need more coffee. This is how fancy I dress at work. Boots, leggings, Eddie Vedder shirt, big old flannel. Going down. Going down. Hi guys, so it's final check-in time. It is 7:16 a.m. I am dog tired, ready to go to sleep. I just wanted to come back and let you guys know how it did for the full, what was that? Close to 9 hours. My nose is still running, so it's pretty much gone here, but that's from me wiping. It's also gone from the tip of my nose from wiping, I'm assuming. The only thing that I can really say that it did that I didn't like was it acted really weird in my pores right here. Gross. It's like the foundation wore off outside of it, but it still stayed in my pores. It does look kind of funky right here in my forehead wrinkles, if you can see. Overall, I definitely think that next time I use it, I would use my L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base to fill in my big pores. I think it looks really pretty for almost 9 hours of wear. My contour and bronzer and highlight, you can still see them. It's not greasy or oily, which is what I expected. Once I was putting it on, it was really sketchy. It was really, really oily. But once it was set, it was perfect. I wouldn't not set it. The concealer, on the other hand, like I said in the first bit of the video, I think that when I put the concealer on, I should have stopped the bunching that was happening right here before I set it, because I just feel like I kind of set that bunching. But the Laura Mercier powder did cling to the concealer really, really, really weird. I would use a different setting powder next time than the Laura Mercier, which is weird though, because that's always what works for me. I know this sounds really weird to be so excited about, but it did so good under my brows. The brush is a no for me, and unfortunately the brush was the most expensive thing, I believe. I'm not sure this would work for any foundation, honestly, but definitely not an oil-based foundation. The bristles remind me a lot of the Eco Tools brush, and it has that little divot in the middle, much like the Bare Minerals brush does. I just don't think that this does anything. It made it very streaky. It does feel very soft. This might be a good brush for like contouring, but as for foundation. So out of the three, this is the only thing that I regret buying. So this foundation has definitely worked for me. Definitely worked for me. My favorite thing out of the three, concealer would be next. Although I think the reason this concealer is not like jumping out like crazy to me is because I will always compare it to the Tarte Shape Tape, which just rules my world right now. Definitely, 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 if you guys are thinking about buying this, definitely go to Caitlin. I don't get anything for telling you that. I just really like her. She's a struggling college student right now, and just think she's really sweet, and she definitely deserves her business. That's it for me.